When I look at history and when I look at the Bible, I see they map onto each other. There have been people who have studied archaeology, there have been people who have studied history, and here's typically what will happen is they'll say something like, you can't trust the Bible because it's full of errors. And you go, okay, show me. So archaeologists have studied, and there has never been a single archaeology discovery that has gone against the Bible. Did you know that? Not a single one. But there have been thousands of archaeological discoveries that support the Bible. There's a guy who lives in New Mexico right now. His name is Stephen Collins. And I got to meet Stephen Collins years ago. He was reading the Bible, and he read Sodom and Gomorrah's account where sulfur rained down from heaven. And he thought, I wonder if I can find Sodom and Gomorrah. And so he went over to the Dead Sea. And the Bible says in the book of Genesis that Abraham stood at the northern tip of the Dead Sea. He looked east, he looked west, he looked north, and he looked south. And it says that his nephew Lot went directly east to the well-watered plains of Sodom and Gomorrah. So Stephen Collins figured out, looking at the evaporation rate of the Dead Sea, because it's full of salt, so it's going to evaporate, where would it have been about 4,000 years ago? And then he went straight east. And guess what he discovered? 2 large cities, 3 smaller towns. And when he started digging, this is absolutely fascinating, he discovered that there was pottery, and the pottery lids were scorched on the outside. But inside the pottery lids, there was actual grain. So he said the pottery lids weren't destroyed, they weren't crushed. If there's war, then what happens? Pottery gets shattered. If there's famine, there's no grain. So what is it that explains this? Fire from heaven. It was a sulfur storm that happened that wiped out the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. He discovered it.